This video is about my beautiful Pussy Willow tree, which has come down. About 3 or 4 nights ago we had rain, but not a lot of wind. And when we woke up, the main trunk of this tree was down. This was the main vertical that went straight up from there. So the guys came by and they were going to take just the main trunk. I asked them if they were taking the whole thing out, and they said no, they would just take what broke. Now, I think this is termite damage, but I'm not sure. There seem to be egg casings in some of the wood. Now, I've taken a lot of cuttings to try and restart it. I have no idea what that black stuff is. But I did find, okay, so there's some kind of a worm and an ant. So it's probably termites. And look at how far down that goes. So then I woke up this morning and the rest of the tree had fallen over. This is really too bad. So I don't know if it's strictly termites. This is kind of a little bit of a wallow that gets very damp. It could have rotted more than we expected. The tree was planted in 1977. It's 40-something years old. Really, the start of the decline was in 2013 when all the main branches, all the main trunks went down to the ground in an ice storm. And as you can see, they bent and they never quite went straight up again. It's got bugs, all kinds of things going on. Some kind of fungi, and the lichen has taken it over. So this is what you see when a tree is dying. And like I said, it's really sad. I gotta be careful not to go too far under there. I don't want it to come down further. So now what they'll be doing is removing the whole thing. So this is what I did, because all of our years here, we have looked out the window at this beautiful Pussy Willow tree. The scientific name is Salix Discolor. And there are several types of willows, but this one is Salix Discolor. So the first thing I did was take a few little branch cuttings. If you go online, you can find that if you take a branch cutting, you can do it either in water or soil. And the willows have a natural rooting hormone. So you can actually clean off the stick as far as extra leaves and branches and stick it in water and re-root a pussy willow. So I have about 13 of those going on in the house. And then, well, this morning, this is what I did. When the rest of it came down, I didn't really get upset. I was more, I gotta save the tree. So I took 3 fairly thick starter branches. Normally I would put them in like tree pots, but I decided to use peanut butter jars because they prefer to be damp. And because we want root growth, and in order for these trees to survive, I've got them in peanut butter jars with good soil, and now I'm going to put some sand as a top layer just to keep them. I've got to tighten that up a little bit. Put sand in there. Will keep them from falling over. And I'm going to leave them outside. These I did not trim. I have, I think, 5 in dirt in the house, and probably 8 rooting sticks. And then if you do this, especially if you root them in water, you don't want to throw that water out, because it's a, after they've rooted and you plant them, it's a natural rooting hormone. So hopefully, I think I had tried this before, I don't know, like 8 or 9 years ago, and then lost interest in it or didn't keep the cutting or something. But this time, because the whole tree's going, I decided to take these 3 bigger cuttings. Now you can also get another type of Salix, Pussy Willow, at the Arbor Day Foundation, and it's arborday.org. They're about, I think they were $19 for non-members and $13 for members. It's a different variety, but it's a Pussy Willow tree, and they like damp conditions. That one would get full sun, where it's been all these years, and they're very pretty. And in the spring, before the flowers come out, you get all the Pussy Willows themselves are gray, and then they open up to yellow, and it's just a very striking tree, and it's worth saving if I can. It has caterpillars. I also took lucets. I cut larger branches into lucets. I got about 5 or 6 lucets off of it, and as I was carving one of them, there are some kind of black bug that are actually embedded in some of the thicker stems. So, you know, the landlord doesn't spray, and if termites got in there, the same thing had happened to my pine, with the ants had gotten it and were harvesting aphids and stuff on it. I've never sprayed the front tree because I'm not supposed to. I've tried to trim it before, and they tell me if you trim it, we're gonna charge you, and you know, they get very particular about their property, but they don't take care of the tree. So it's kind of a sad day. I mean, for over 30 years I've looked out the window and seen this beautiful tree. But hopefully I will have more. And I know people that have larger properties that would take them. I don't know, springtime, how can you let a tree die and not take cuttings? Salix Discolor.